especially those who are in Southport and Formby. It's lovely to see you all again. Here's another exercise video. So today's video is going to be all sat down. I'm going to be concentrating on leg exercises today to try and just maintain that mobility, maintain that strength you've got in your legs. I'm going to do 5 different exercises. The first 3, you won't need a resistance band. The last 2, if you've got a band handy, that'd be brilliant. We're going to use the resistance band for the last 2 exercises. As always, when we're doing our exercises, if at any point you're not happy, you need to stop, you need to take a breather. If something hurts, then please stop, take a breather. You can always, as I've said before, you can always come back to these videos later on, later in the day or next week, whenever it is, when you're feeling a little bit better and you're ready to do these exercises. So as I say, these exercises are going to be concentrating on your legs. We're going to be trying to keep the strength in your gluteus maximus, which is that big muscle in your bum. We're going to be working our quadricep muscles, which are our big thigh muscles, and we're going to do a little bit for our hips as well, and also our calf muscles. So a little bit for all parts of our leg. And keep those knees nice and strong. So if you have knee pain, then some of these exercises will definitely help you when it comes to any sort of knee pain. So without further ado, I'm going to go and sit down. I've got my band ready to go. We'll do our warm-up, we'll do our exercises, and as always, we'll finish off with a few little stretches. Okay, here we go. So you don't need your band just yet. You can put that out of the way for the moment. So, sitting on your chair, if you can sit away from the back of your chair, that'd be great. We don't want to be slouching in our chairs. You can slouch later on, so please sit up nice and tall. Just come a little bit towards the front edge of your chair. Shoulders back, chest out. Feet, first of all, what I'd like for you to do with your feet, I want you to tap your toes. So a nice easy one. You can do this at any time in the day. Tapping those toes really helps your circulation and keeps those ankles nice and nimble. There we go. Heels now, so heels up and down. Just to start to get that blood flowing through the lower leg, through the calf muscle. Start to feel it a little bit through the tops of your legs. A little bit with our mobility now, so heels down, toes up. I want you to tap your toes together. That's it, lovely job. Getting that mobility through the ankle joint. Just bring your feet in slightly onto your tiptoes. And then tap your heels together, like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Lovely, and then we're just going to alternate, put that together, heels and toes and heels and toes. Try and get nice and high on those tiptoes and those heels. Getting the biggest range of movement you can get through your ankle joints, and then really starting to feel those lower leg muscles, both in the front and the back of that lower leg. Right, we good to go? Hands up, just give your hands a bit of a shake for me. And up and down, nice loose wrists, twisting, like egg whisks, and then fingers in and out. Okay, here we go, marching on the spot. So as always when we're marching on the spot, just nice and easy, you do not need to go as quickly as I am. Please feel free to go quicker than I, if you want to, depending on how you're feeling today. But we are just trying to get that blood going. We're going to start to get your heart rate up a little bit, your breathing rate up a little bit, so you'll start to breathe perhaps a bit quicker and a bit deeper, which is good for your lungs, good for your lung capacity, good for the strength of your lungs. As that heart rate increases, we're also improving the strength of our heart. Remember, your heart is a muscle. So it's not just the fact that we're moving our arms and legs, there's a whole host of other things going on in our bodies at the moment as we exercise. So landing on the toes or the ball of your foot, and then roll into the heel as you move your feet up and down. You've got your arms swinging as well. So your shoulders are getting a little bit of a workout. Still trying to sit up nice and tall. We don't want to slouch. We don't want our shoulders to drop forward. We are still trying to maintain our postures. Here we go with our arms. So reaching out to the front. Keep those feet bobbing up and down. Reaching forwards. It's nice and easy, just get some movement through the front of the shoulder, and also a little bit with your elbows as well as we bend and straighten our arms. A little bit of rhythm, a little bit of coordination going on. I know that's your favourite part for one or two of you out there working on your coordination. And we're going to go back to marching. Are you managing opposite arm and leg? You're looking down now at your knees and your hands to see if you are doing opposite arm and leg. Okay, so mind your shoulders to the next bit as we stretch up. Practicing climbing out ladders. So just nice and easy. If your shoulders aren't too good today, just go with where you can. So that might be that slightly shortened movement, just reaching up towards the top of your head. But we do want to try and keep that mobility through our shoulder joint because it allows us to do things like our hair, for example, putting in earrings, reaching up again, if you can, and reaching forwards, and reaching up, and reaching forwards, and then back to marching. Yeah, feeling that heart rate creeping up. You might be feeling a bit warmer, especially if it's a warm day. It's your body temperature increasing. We're going to change our feet. We're going to go side to side. So a little toe tap side to side. Just be careful you're not going to knock your cabinet over, kick the cat or anything like that. So get your legs going, and then you can bring your arms into it. So again, more coordination required now. We're going to start using those brain cells for our coordination. Your feet are going in one direction, your arms are going in another. Got it? Got your rhythm? Good. Because you know what happens next, just as you get the hang of it. I change it, we're going to push away. So your feet are still going side to side, both hands going out to the front. Still sitting up nice and tall. Got the hang of this one? Let's change it again then, reaching up. Feet still going side to side. Pushing away. Curls. All right, we're going to put those three movements together whilst your feet are still going side to side. We're going to do 3 of each. So it'll be 3 curls, 3 press, 3 reaching up. We'll do that 3 times. Okay, don't stop. Don't have a rest now. We're only just getting going. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. Reach up. 1, 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. And 3 curls. 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. Reach up. 2, 3. Push away. 1, 2, 3. And back to curls. Yeah, not too bad. We're going to go back to marching. And then we're just going to slow it down just slightly. So just lifting the heels up and down, just reducing that swing of the arms, getting your breath back, easing it down, slowing it down, and relax there for the moment. Okay, so still sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, one arm on top of the other. So we're just going to go into a few little more mobility exercises now. We're going to gently twist from side to side, and as always when we're doing these types of movements, these twists, just trying to get the most out of it. So for this one, we're trying to get some movement through the spine and through the lower back. We don't want to be just moving our arms from side to side. That's not going to achieve anything. We want to try and get some nice rotations through the whole of the torso and through your spine. Fabulous, and relax there. Just come back to center, hands on knees, still sitting up nice and tall. This time both hands are going to reach up to the front, about level with your own shoulders, and back down. And again, shoulder height, back down. This time you're going to reach up as high as you can, both hands. As high as you can, really stretching up, and back down. And again, really stretching up, really reaching those fingers towards the ceiling. We're going to lean to one side so you get stretched down your side body. Back up towards the ceiling, cross to the other side. Back up towards the ceiling, and then bring those hands back down. Just give your shoulders a bit of a shake. Okay, how are we doing? All right? So we're going to crack on now with our strength exercises for our legs. As I say, we're going to do 5 different exercises. The first 3, you don't need your resistance band just yet. So the first one we're going to do, what I'd like you to do, still making sure that you're sat towards the front edge of your chair. If you've accidentally come back into your chair and slumped a little bit, Now's the time to go, oops, rumbled. So sit up nice and tall. You've got both feet flat on the floor. I want to think about your position of your knees. This first exercise is going to strengthen your quadricep muscles, so these big muscles on the front here. If we keep these muscles nice and strong, then it can help alleviate any strain that you've got in your knees, especially if you've got problems with things like cartilage, arthritis. So keeping our muscles nice and strong can help to take the pressure, take the strain off the knee joint. So your knees want to try and stay the same height. We're going to do one leg at a time. We're going to do 5 on one side and then 5 on the other. Sitting up nice and tall. You can watch me do the first one. So we're going to straighten a leg. Sounds simple. It's really not that simple. So we're going to try, keep the legs the same height, straighten a leg. You'll notice my knees are the same height. I've straightened my leg and I'm pointing my toes up towards the ceiling. I'll feel these muscles here on the thigh. We're going to lower back down. So that's one. Same leg, straighten. Squeeze those muscles and back down. Beautiful, lovely. And again, this is number 3. Give it a good squeeze and back down. Number 4. Just holding it there for a second. Check your knees, same height. Back down. Last one on this side. Straighten and lower back down. Fabulous. If you want to, give your leg a little bit of a shake. Harder than it looks, isn't it? Really effective though. Really effective. No equipment. Not used any weights, not used a band or anything like that, but you can really feel those muscles in your thigh working. We're going on to the other leg. You might find one leg's better than the other. Just try and keep your knees the same height. We don't want a knee dropping down. We want to try and keep our knees up. Okay, so the other leg, sitting up nice and tall, just check your postures. Other leg, straighten, point your toes up, squeeze and lower. And again, just holding it for a second, bringing it back down. Keep that knee the same height if you can. Don't let that knee drop when you extend. Back down, that's number 3. So we've got 2 to go. Straighten, point those toes up. Back down, last one. Straighten, and then come back down. And again, if you want to, just give those legs a little bit of a shake. Okay, how are we feeling? All right? So we're going to move up the leg towards the very, very tops of our legs, our hips, the front of our hips here. This part is called the hip flexors. So we're just going to do a little exercise to help maintain the strength of our hip flexors. It helps us when we're out and about, if we've got to negotiate a big curb and you need to really step up, or you've got some awkward steps, or getting on and off a bus or a train, that awkward height where you really need to step up and pull yourself up. So that's what we're working on the top here is our hip flexors. So again, we're sitting up nice and tall, we're not slouching forward, nice and tall. Again, no equipment required. I'm going to start off with my right leg. I'm going to lift up this knee as high as I can. Yeah, feel that? Point your toes as well and lower. All we're trying to do is lift this knee up as high as we can. So lift, feel those muscles on the tops of your hip, squeeze, lower. There's 2. And again, hold it. There's 3. So nice and controlled. Up as high as you can. Try and get that knee up towards your chest. And back down. Last one on this side. Best one today. And back down. Give your leg a little bit of a shake. You might have found when you're doing that exercise, you get further and further and further back. If you have, reset your posture. Nice and tall before we go on to the next leg. Exactly the same. You are just trying to lift up this knee towards your chest as high as you can. Here we go. So lift it up, point your toes and lower. There's 1. Nice and high. Give it a squeeze and back down. There's 2. And again, higher. Come on, come on, come on. Back down. We've got 2 to go. High. Come on. Beautiful. Last one on this side. Fabulous. Give those legs a little bit of a shake. How are we feeling? All right? Tip top. So we're on to exercise number 3. So this next one staying with the hips. It's not somewhat, there is a bit of strength with it. It's more about the mobility, the flexibility in the hip joint itself. So we're going to do some hip rotations. It's one of my favourite ones, this one, to be honest. Okay, let's give it a go. So, feet together, knees together, sitting up nice and tall. So we're going to imagine we're drawing a circle with our kneecap. If we imagine we're drawing a circle with our kneecap, that rotation is translated in our hip joint. Okay, so I'm going to do this leg first of all. So what I'm going to do with this knee, I'm going to lift up, I'm going to move it out to the side, I'm going to lower it down and slide in. Same again, up, out, down, in. Got it? Up, out, down, in. I think that's 3. Imagine you're drawing a circle with that kneecap now. There's 4, one more. Still sitting up nice and tall as you do that rotation, that external rotation. Back in, there's 5. Onto the other leg, exactly the same. We'll do it nice and slow to start off with, and then we'll try and make it more circular, more smooth. So the other leg, up, out, down, slide in, and again, up, out, down, in. Got it? Up, out, down, and in. 2 to go. Up, out, down, and in. Last one, I think. Fabulous. You really feel that through the hips, keeping them nice and lubricated at the top. So we're going to go back onto the other leg. We're going to do that rotation, but in the other direction. So this time, just check your posture. This time we're going to slide. We're going to lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. Got it? Slide, lift, in and down. More circular. Beautiful. Last one. Slide, lift, in and down. So 5 on the other leg. Just reset your posture if you need to. Slide, lift, in, down. Slide, lift, in, down. Making it more circular, smoother. We've got 2 to go. Slide, lift, in and down. Last one. Slide, lift, in and down. Okay. So back-to-back hip exercises there. One predominantly strength, second predominantly mobility. If you've got your band handy, now's the time for it. So we're going to do a strength exercise for our calves. These muscles on the lower leg. I mentioned earlier on just about being able to lift your leg up to negotiate high curbs, getting in and out of a car, on and off the bus. But tied in with that particular movement of stepping up or stepping down, you need that strength through the calf to power yourself up. So, hence doing a calf press. So take your band. You're going to drop it around a foot. Try, if you can, to position the band in the top third of your foot, so around the ball of your foot if you can. You don't want the band through the sole of the foot, through the middle of the foot, or through the heel of the foot. You want it around the top third of the foot if you can. So from here, just move your hands down a little bit, to about a third of the way down the band. You're going to pull on your band, holding your hands next to your hips. Check your postures. Just extend your foot slightly so your foot comes off the ground. So from here, keeping that tension on your band, you're going to point your toes away. Feel those muscles straight away. And then try and point your toes up towards the ceiling. So we're also building mobility in our ankle. There's 1. And again, point, ceiling, push away. So that's 3 that we've done. If you want to make this harder, you can move your hands further down your band. So it's entirely up to you. You'll know how your legs are feeling. So point, ceiling. Okay, there's 5. We're going to do another 5. That's, where are we at? 6, I think. Oh, dear me. 7. Oh, you won't mind if we do an extra one, will you? 8, 9, bigger movement as you can through that ankle, 10, and relax there. We're going to do the other leg, so put your other foot in, makes it a bit easier. Take your tired leg out. Got it? So we're lifting our foot up, hands come back towards our hips, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to point our toes away and then up towards the ceiling. So really pressing against that band and then allowing the band to stretch out through the Achilles and your calf. Here's number 3 and back up. So again, we've done 3 now. You've got an idea of how hard or how easy that is. If you want to make it harder, move your hands a little bit further down your band. Still sitting up nice and tall, still holding your hands next to your hips. Here we go. We'll try and keep count properly this time. That's 4, 5, 6, really pressing against that band with your foot. 7, 8, some of you cursing me now because I've lost count again. 9, last one on this side. 10, super job. Just relax there, ease the tension off your band, just step out of the band. Okay, so for our last exercise, it's the leg press. The leg press focuses on these quadricep muscles, your big thigh muscles, but also it's maintaining the flexibility through your hip joint, and there's a little bit of work going on through the bum as well, through your gluteus maximus. So it's a good all-round exercise. That's why I've said best to last. So we're going to go back onto the other leg, same start position as when we've just done that calf press. You drop the band around your foot. Again, you want to try and get it through around the top third of your foot, through the ball of your foot. So with this exercise, it is so tempting to lean back in the chair. If you can, do try and sit up when you're doing this particular exercise. I know it's hard, but do try. Just try. Even if you just manage a couple of them sat up and you accidentally start falling back when we do the rest of the exercises. See what you can do. So, we are holding our hands next to our hips. Foot comes off the floor. With this one, the band is your friend. The band can help. Because what we want to do from this start position is try and get our knee up towards the chest. But the band can help. So lifting up that knee as high as you can, push against the band. Really extend that leg. There's 1. So high knee, band helps, push against. 2. Remember, you're not moving your hands here, so your hands aren't going backwards and forwards like the reins of a horse. There's 4. If you want to, you can move your hands further down your band, put more tension on your band, which will make those muscles work harder. Here's number 5. Push against. Nice high knee. So your knee acts like a piston. It wants to move in a straight line. You don't want to be cocking your knee out to the side. I think that's 7. 8, 9, last one, high knee, pushing against it. And just relax there. So nice safe transition onto the other side. Hook your other foot in, take your tired leg out, reposition your hands if you need to. Just make sure the band's around that bottom third of your foot. Holding those hands near your waist, near your hips. Foot comes off the floor, sitting up nice and tall. Here we go again. So as high a knee as you can manage, push against it. High knee. The band helps to lift that knee up and straighten. As high as you can. You might not get it as high as I am today. Doesn't matter. Best you can. I think that's number 5. Nice high knee. Really extend, push against it. 7. Don't let that knee come out to the side. 8. Nice straight lines. 9. Last one. 10. Just drop your foot to the floor. Ease the tension on your band and then just safely remove that band from around your foot. Put your band to one side. Are we feeling all right? Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Yeah? Not too bad, eh? 5 different leg exercises. But strengthening everything from the top, of the very top of your leg, all the way down to the very bottom of your leg as well. That's the hard work done. We'll move on to our stretches, and then you can go and put the kettle on and have a biscuit and put on Countdown or whatever's on the telly. Yeah? So because our main focus has been our legs today, we're going to go straight into some leg stretches. If you've accidentally come back into your chair thinking, oh my God, I'm knackered, please sit up. Please come to the front of your chair because it will make the stretches easier. So, extending a leg out, try and get that leg nice and straight. Toes of that leg, try and point those toes back up towards your face. I know you might not be able to do that, but do try and point your toes towards your face. It will get a nice stretch through the Achilles and through the calf. They've worked hard today. Point your toes forward to get the stretch through the, through the front of the ankle and the shin, and then pull back, toes up towards the ceiling. Release that tension on your foot, both hands onto your bent knee. Remember, we're not putting our hands on our straight leg, because if we press down on that straight leg, you're going to hyperextend the knee. Your knee's going to go in the wrong direction, and it's just painful. So our hands on our bent knee to take the weight of our upper body as we lean forward. Try and keep your back straight as you lean forward, not rounding. We're just going to try and keep our back straight until you feel that stretch running through the back of the thigh. Just try and relax at this point. You might find you get a little bit of a stretch through the bum and through your lower back. So if you can just relax, it will increase that stretch nicely. And then gently pushing back up to your seated position. Change legs for me, so your other leg. Let's do that calf stretch first of all, and that's where we point our toes up towards the ceiling. Just going to hold that there. Feeling that nice stretch through the calf and through your Achilles. Point your toes forward to get that stretch through the ankle. And then back up towards the ceiling. Again, just relax your foot. Hands onto your bent leg. Sit up nice and tall, just to straighten that back. And then lean in towards your supported leg here until you feel a stretch through the back of the thigh. And as before, we're just trying to relax. We're not bouncing, we're not forcing. We don't want any pulled muscles at this point. Just trying to maintain that flexibility in your muscles and your tendons. And then gently pushing up towards your seated position. Both feet flat on the floor. We're going to do a little bit of a stretch for our bum. So we're going to interlace our fingers, wrap our fingers around a knee, and then pull up that knee as high as you can until you start to feel that stretch through the bum area, and you might feel it a little bit in the back of your thigh. Double stretch. Point your toes up towards the ceiling just to get a little bit more through the calf and Achilles. And then lowering back down. Same again on the other side. So wrap those hands around your other knee. Pull up that knee nice and high and point your toes up. I know it's not an easy stretch, so just do what you can. And then just relax there. We are going to just do some stretches for our upper body as well. I know that's not been our main focus today, but we can still do our stretches. So one hand in front of the other. Push those hands out to the front just to get a bit of a stretch through the upper back. You have been gripping that band, so there is an element of strength that's been required with your arms and your shoulders and your back and chest. And I'm just going to ease it out of there. You're going to put your hands now either onto the small of your back, or you can hold onto the chair if you prefer. I'm going to put my hands on the small of my back. I'm going to pull back on my shoulders. And you're going to press your mighty chest out to the front to get that stretch through the front of the shoulders, through your collarbones and chest. Good for your posture, this one. And then relax there. And do a little bit of a twist. So take a hand and pop it on your opposite knee. Your spare hand's going to hold onto the side of your chair. Sit up tall. Now gently using your hands to pull yourself around until you start to feel that stretch through your spine. So keeping nice and tall, don't slouch whilst you're doing this. And we're going to come back to the centre. I'm going to do the other side. So hand onto your opposite knee, spare hands hold onto the chair, sitting up tall, and then pulling yourself around. and then coming back through to the centre. I want you to roll your shoulders backwards, so just a lovely smooth movement in your shoulder joint, just to try and get the most out of that mobility in your shoulders. And relax there. I would like for you, please, to give your hands a shake. You've been gripping that band, so there's tension there in your hands and in your wrists and in your forearms. Give your legs a little bit of a pat down, because they've worked hard today. And I would like for you, please, to give yourself a round of applause. Well done. Are we feeling all right? Super job. So, 5 different leg exercises. Hopefully I've been able to explain to you why they're important. We've done them sat down as well, and I know we can do standing up exercises. It's just nice to mix things up just a little bit. And some of those exercises obviously didn't need any equipment, and 2 of them you just needed a resistance band. So again, just a little bit of variety for you there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Whew. You can rest now. You might feel a little bit achy over the next few days. That is normal. That's normal muscle soreness from doing exercises, from doing strength exercises as well. Please just take it nice and steady. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon.